What up, y'all? It's your boy Ben here, and we're going through another meta report for you all. We're having some early tournaments again, just like early reporting here, just trying to see where are we at with things. You've already had a couple of days now into the rank ladder, so what should you be playing as of this moment? So before we dive into everything, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe, then click that notification bell button so that you do not miss out on a thing. So let's go ahead and jump right on in, and we're like talking about the best decks right now, and like Darkrai Giratina is still up there. That's really where we're starting right now. There's like, if you're feeling that you need something comfortable, something familiar, something that feels pretty straightforward, you have your Darkrai and your Giratina. And if you're fairly new, I also would start off with this deck. It's a previous set, so you can trade for these cards if you're missing them, any of them really, and that really just gets you off jumping into a very competitive nature here, being able to broken space and power up here, and then attacking for 130, 150 if you're powering up with Darkrai, and all sorts of things between Rocky Helmets, Giant Cates, the healing, the reds, the goose, like you have all sorts of ways to mitigate whatever your opponent's doing, which is why this continues to be at the top of these tournaments, but also you'll see this being played very often in ranked as well. And then we move on to the surprise deck from the last set, really jumping itself into, you know, the top 3 decks of the game here. This is still very, and I'm gonna say it again, very strong in this meta so far. This has literally not dipped or lost. It's a step here between Sylveon EX providing you consistency into finding all of your evolutions, to Espeon EX being a tank healing at 30, getting the extra EV bag here to heal some more, and then you have your Sylveon and Espeon who you choose based off of what's happening here. Is it a Giratina? Is it a Darkrai? Is it, you know, like Suicunes and everything else that's just having all these energies across the board where you can have for Espeon, or are they trying to keep it low to the ground and you can still hit for 130 with Sylveon? And that's really cool that you can get in between from here. You get this consistency again because you're running just EVs, so you're always gonna either start searching, and then you can jump right into your EXs and start attacking from there, which is really strong. Up next, we have the Pheromosa Buzzwole deck. This needs no introductions either. This was joining in the top ranks with Darktina, and then following up with your third best deck with Espeon EX. Honestly, these 3 decks right here, interchangeable as we saw in the last meta, continuing to show their strong dominance here. Being able to get yourself into 3 energy by having your Pheromosa attacking, Lusamine up that extra energy, turn 2 attack with the 120 right away, they get knocked out, or you retreat, load the Lusamine back up, then they attack, Ultra Thrusters, go in there and do it that way. It's just like very consistent, and you're attacking for that 120 very consistently, or 140, getting rid of folks. Like, this is very dependable as well, and since you also have access to healing and keeping in this, it's really hard for opposing players to take down your Buzzwole. And now we enter the 4th horseman, and that is Suicune. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Suicune is now emerging as one of the #1 decks to be playing if you're really looking for that competitive edge. We didn't start off with this one because we wanted to talk about the 3 that have been doing really well and continue to do really well, and now we're here. That's right, Suicune puts up numbers against those other decks as well. Greninja being able to chip down, and so that way you are attacking for anywhere, you know, you can attack for up to 120 with Suicune, 130 with Giratina. You get that additional 20. Being able to disrupt them with Cyrus as well is pretty big for you here. And then Giratina allows you to, obviously, you can chip away, you can heal if you attach a water to it, and just kind of get that 150 per turn from there. One of the things, different little variations, smaller variations here, is that This Irida can be a second Cyrus. One of the Giratinas can be a second Cyrus as well. You're only running one, and then this is two. There were some iterations in which folks were trying Oricorio like into this as well, just to kind of like hide behind and apply stall, but it just kind of cuts away from your consistency in finding your Ferokis to, like, you know, and get your Greninjas and all those other things. Suicune, you love starting off with this, you know, going first. You like getting Suicune with Giratina, drawing up that energy, right? Energy generation is the name of the game here, and so if you go first, you draw. You get your energy, you draw a card. Then they go. Then it's your turn. You get to apply that water energy on Suicune, and then you get to generate. And based on what they're doing, it means you rather attack with Crystal Waltz or get yourself ready to generate again and still draw through your deck. It's very powerful. And this legendary pulse on all of the legendary cats, being able to thin your deck, is really strong. And then pieces like this, it just makes you getting into your stage 2s very reliable. And what better stage 2 than Greninja because of how versatile this ability is. So now we'll continue on. Another one that we saw was like this Oricorio and Pichu deck with Savali. It's just, I think one of the main advantages of this deck here is you're leaning on the bird. Pichu allows you to attack with Savali on turn 2. You're running your slew of supporters here, so that way you're attacking for 100, and then when you're running all the electric energy, that also means that you get to zap your opponent to only have EXs up in front of you. Turbo Arceus is another variation of being able to see that. You have half of your basics generating that additional electric energy for you. You have the elemental switch. There is a world where you turn to attack with Arceus, which is crazy. You can Pichu onto your Arceus, and then you can elemental switch up the Zero energy, and then you attach, and then you're attacking. And then you already have the 2 basics that are on there, so that's at least 110 damage, which is absurd. That happens more often than not, and so it's really, really cool to see Arceus really just kind of getting its play again. Before we really only saw we saw different iterations, you know, we saw the Dialga Arceus era and everything else like that before it to like just pop itself right back up again. Was really, really cool to see. And then we have some just like flavor pieces here, right? So things that you can do with this deck is run all kinds of energy, because Silvally does 100 for 2 damage. And Altaria, the other stage 1, does 100 for 2 damage. The only condition that you need, right? Silvally, you need to play a supporter that turn in order to attack for 100. And for Altaria, you just need a mix of energy. So you are running fire, water, and, you know, electric, right? Like throw in that third extra energy here. The Magbies just ensure that you know, the babies, right? Magby and Mantike, they just ensure that you are getting the other energy on there, right? So let's just say you're running fire, water, electric, and you're getting fire. Mantike ensures that you have the water energy so that you can attack for 100, and that's fast. That's fast, y'all. It's fast. And the hard part for opponents, especially with a deck like this, they have to knock out 3 Pokemon. So they have to knock out the Silvally, they have to knock out the Altaria, but while still getting chipped away with 100 damage for them here. They're like, there's no safety here. The Cyrus is there to ensure that they come right back in. You can even, I mean, Giovanni is in here to like reach out. Like you can like feel like okay playing a Guzma in here, right? Like maybe we take out one of these Cyruses and throw in a Guzma, or we take out one of these Cyruses and throw in a red. Like the totally fine. I like Guzma better just to make sure that your breakpoints are the same, but like 300 400 damage each, like overall 500 damage overall. Like you're attacking with this clearly and consistently, which is like really, really cool for that, right? Like there, as you see, there's like no items in this deck at all, because they really want you to lean on that for your Silvally, and you have your babies to ensure your Altaria is set up at all times. And then last but not least, we have the Raikou EX Magnezone deck here. This beautiful deck here allows you to just continue to chip away, so that your Magnezone's actually your sweeper here. Your Oricorio, there's only a 1 of, so that way it's very situational. If there are things that you need to wait upon or that you can't have, like they only have Giratina and then they can't do anything with Oricorio. Here you're making sure that you're getting your Volt charges up, you're getting your pieces together. Legendary Pulse allows this stage 2 to feel good, because it is a stage 2 in a full sense, in the fact that like you still have to play your stage 1 and then your stage 2. So Legendary Pulse helps you draw through those cards, but it also allows you to weaken things up, so that way it can follow up with a Thunder Blast, or even in different ways of like getting a 2-for-1 kind of thing, which is like really nice. Like the Elemental Switch, it's just primarily to get your Raikou going, or like, you know, if you retreat and you're throwing something else up on there and you have an extra additional energy, you can do that as well too. So just to ensure that you typically have your Pokemon be online at all times. But this is like been, I think Raikou has, like, you know, as well, as much as like it's not dominating, as Suicune is definitely putting up numbers, because nowhere really is safe, and then you can really play onto Cyrus as a way to slow them down, or as a way to actually finish off. That 10 damage just does enough to ensure that they're getting knocked out consistently. But yeah, y'all, let me know what y'all think. What deck have you been playing right now, and ranked what has been making your number go up? Would love to know that, and love to know in the comment section, because that's the way we as a community can get better. All right, y'all, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.